What's up guys, this is my 2023 Kawasaki Klx300. It is ready for its first oil change after the break-in period. So let's get right into it. It should be pretty basic, let's figure it out together. So step one is to start your bike up and let it idle for like a couple of minutes just to warm up all the oil in there. You don't want it to be blistering hot, but you want it to be on, and then you're gonna let it cool down, but you want it to be warm anyway. As you can see, 643 kilometers is what's on it right now, so she's ready. We'll get some of that metal shards out of there. Anyway, I'm gonna ride this down to the wash bay and I'll catch you there. All right, we have our little setup. I got a set of construction lights here. We got our bike in the wash bay. Because as you can see, I live in a building. I don't want to disrespect the floor and get oil all over it. So I set up some of the shop towel stuff around here with my tray. I got 2 liters of this bad boy here. This is 10W40, fully synthetic Kawasaki oil. You're also going to need a filter. If you're curious what size this is, where would it say the size? Right here. There's the part number, 52010 1053. It's not a bad idea to have an extra set of crusher rings or crusher washers, whatever you want to call them, the little gasket thing that goes on the plug, against the plug and where the oil pours out of anyway. I have a couple in case mine's not usable. You're gonna want a little tiny funnel. You might want a little bit of this Vaseline. This is just some baby Vaseline, so it's unscented or whatever, but nonetheless, you might want a little bit of this, and then something to drink while you're doing this. So I got my toolkit here. You're gonna need a 9/16 ratchet thingy here. I think that might be considered like a 13 millimeter. Anyway, let's see if I can get under here. So see that bolt right there? It's directly in front of like the clutch lever. If you're looking at it from the side, it's the one that's directly in front of the clutch lever. Hopefully I just got an angle of it. That's the one you gotta loosen up and it'll all go into here. So you can see this stuff all spewing out of there. If you have managed to save this bolt and not drop it in there, you're already ahead of the game. So anyway, this is what it looks like. Give that guy a good wipe down, get all the oil off there, clean that up, and see if you can reuse this little like ring that's here, that little silver ring. See if you can reuse that. That would definitely be ideal, all right? So see if you can do that. We might have to stand the bike upright. It's kind of leaning right now on the kickstand, so we'll do that to make sure we get all that gross oil out of there, all right? While the last little bit of that is just draining out, you can go ahead and take the oil filter out. That's inside this circle. So I'm on the other side of the bike now, okay? Right in front of the brake pedal. There's this little circle. You just need these 2 guys to come off. It comes off super easy. I think it's an 8 millimeter or 11/32 if you're using like a torque wrench, okay? Once you get that filter out there, I know the GoPro's not getting a good angle, but there's going to be that little spring. It's just kind of going to sit in there. Hopefully you can see that. Where is it? See the little spring in there? Don't lose that. It'll sit there. This thing is what is notoriously known as the biggest pain in the ass. So anyway, you can see all, let me try to get out of the shadows here. Maybe that works better. You want to clean all that out in there. So grab one of your rags, just wipe everything out, get all the grody-ness in there. There's some metal shards from the factory, especially during your first oil change. See that in there? You want to clean all that out, all right? And save this. You'll need this. All right, see that? It's all clear in there now. Maybe I can turn on this. Maybe I can turn on the light for you. There, all right. See, it's all cleaned out now in here. That's how you want it to look. Got all the crap out of there, all the metal shards, all the leftover oil. Once all of the oil is dripped out, put the plug back in. That way you don't go and dump all the new oil in, it just drains right out, all right? All right, so remember inside there where it's all clean, remember that spring that's got to go in there? Whoa, focus up here. So gravity is real 100% of the time. Isaac Newton knows that. So anytime you try to set that in there, it's just going to fall down here. Well, you don't want it down there. You want it right in the back. So that's why we brought some of this Vaseline. Just dab it in there. Just give it a tiny little dab, little dabberoo. Where it focus up, that's probably enough, realistically, to stick that in there, okay? Just a tiny little dab of that, or some like grease will probably get the trick done, all right? Once you have the filter in there, by the way, you've got to put this in the correct way. It'll make sense because these two things have to line up effectively. So you'll see the little holes in at the bottom of where are we at? So the oil comes in through this and through right there. So you need those holes, like these two things here. You need them to line up with that, which basically means it'll go in like that. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy, can't make a mistake. Also, I could probably tell you it takes 1.2 of these, I think, technically, but 1.5 is probably better. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but they say to use 1.5 of this stuff anyway. You can see the side, so when you get down to the half one, you know when it's halfway full. Also, if you look, let's see if is it flash on here, it is. So if you look right behind your brake lever, right down here, see that? That'll tell you where. See those two little indents, like right there and there? You want the oil to be in there. So it'll tell you, like it tells you exactly where the full line is. So fill it up until you can see it in there. It should be about 1.2 or 1.5 of these, all right? All right, now that you've got all your old oil changed, you've got it replugged, you've got your filter completely changed, now it's time to put the new oil in, and it goes in this little black cap here, so just give that a little twist, unscrew this guy, comes right off like that. It's only about this big. It's probably not a bad idea to give this a little wipe down just to get some of the old grease off there, and then right in the opening here. Don't really need to. When I say grease, I mean oil. Get the old oil off of that and this, all right? All right, so we've got exactly 1.5 in there, and see that? It's right at the line. So that's perfect. That's where you'd want it to be, right there. So now I've got another half of one for the next oil change. Now that we've completed the oil change, the test is to start it up and make sure that your engine doesn't blow up. All right, let's get that going.
Let everything prime up there for us.
Nothing leaking, nothing weird, no steam, no smoke. I guess we did it right. Boom, done. Boom, we're all done here. That is how you do an oil change on a 2021 to 2023 KLX300, probably the Supermotos and even the KLX-R 300R. But anyway, if that was helpful, let me know. If not, sorry, I tried, all right? I tried.